Hello and welcome to SMA Talks, the podcast. My name is Aliyu Ndajowo, and today we have a very amazing guest. In fact, we have a group of people here to discuss, and it's going to be a very interesting, exciting, discussion that we're going to have. So we have Morell. I know a lot of you know who Morell is. I mean, it's like the boss in the north, when it comes to music, entertainment, lifestyle. The page to follow on Instagram. Man, you guys know what I'm talking about. So give it up for Morell. Welcome, Morell. Yeah, brother. So, you just dropped a new album. I was aware that, I think yesterday, right?
Yeah.
No. Or 2 days ago?
On the 20th.
On 20th, okay. Yeah. So on the 20th of August, 2021, this year. So you just released your new album. Is this your second album?
This is my sophomore album.
Oh, nice.
It's titled Mansa.
It's
spelled as MVNSV. But it's pronounced as Mansa. Yes.
That's so creative.
After my last album, which is Musa Jika Musa in 2017. So that's like a couple of years later. We're back.
It's the right time to drop a banger.
Definitely.
After the pandemic. I haven't listened to all the songs. I've listened to a couple of the songs, and trust me, it's amazing. The tune, the melodies, and all of that. And did you get to feature other people, other musicians, singers on this album?
Yeah, I did. The album, it took me almost a year plus recording the album. Like you said, the pandemic, because we were in that lockdown, the whole lockdown process. Obviously, I had not so much going on but music, so we recorded over 70 songs. I had to select from them. So the ones that made it to the album, we have features from Cezamili, we have Ice Prince Zamani, we have Aliyu from Ethiopia, we have Aliyu from Ethiopia, we have DJ AB, we have Young Kings, Fantimoti, a legend in the north. We have BOC, and Kirani Ayat from Ghana. So the pandemic kind of helped because we kind of started sending verses back and forth with all these artists. The ones that were able to record together physically, we did that. But the ones that had to send their verses over, we did that as well. So
So how obviously, you said the pandemic, it was, a low period, not just for you, but for, many people around the world. It affected people in different ways. So how did it come to play in your music? Were they lines that talked about, dealing with mental health, or how people can, unity and all of that? How did you translate it into the music?
In songs like Till the End, which I featured Aliyu. It's mainly about friendship, because the pandemic kind of taught us, your friends can be really close to you, but you won't even be able to see them.
Sure.
So it's about friendship. I kind of encouraged people to show love when they have to. Do you understand? When it's needed, you tell people who really love you, tell them you love them, because it's really key. And then a song like Nadena on the album also, where I spoke about definitely, we went through a lot, but if you worry yourself too much, you end up depressed. Do you understand what I'm saying? So on a song like that, I said I stopped worrying. Basically, just touches here and there, even songs like Mulki, a lot of things were mentioned because of lack of, we weren't able to release so much music as creatives. And when you don't put out materials in a very long time, people kind of feel like, he fell off. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And that's the challenges many creatives have to face.
Many creatives have to face that.
So let's talk about your journey. I know you grew up in Maiduguri, right?
I grew up everywhere in Nigeria.
Everywhere.
My dad was a force guy.
Okay.
He was a cop, so we're everywhere. We were in Ibadan, Bauchi, Lagos, Kogi State, even the South when I was little. So I'm just a proper Nigerian, but I schooled in Maiduguri. Yeah. So how's that diversity come to play? Because not many Nigerians have had the privilege to travel around, the country like you have done. True.
Especially now that the insurgents happening and people are scared, to move. But you have so much experience, traveling here and there. So how do you say, and especially now, where people are clamoring for division in Nigeria, and some of us are clamoring for unity than ever before. So how has that played? You know, how have you used your music to advocate for, you know, the oneness and unity that Nigerians should have?
I guess I'm one who has always been an advocate for peace, for unity. You know, songs like Borno in the past, songs like there's just too many songs I've done. Songs like Arewa, you know. So these things, they actually, you know, growing up and being in all these places actually helped me become the person I am today, because I'm that guy who doesn't really care where you're from. I don't care what religion, I don't care what tribe, I don't care where you are from. I just see you as a human being, and you are what you present to me. That's all. I don't care about what your people are or all these stereotypes, you know. So I think that has shaped me as a person, and also the kind of music I make.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So what part of the country did you find, or do you call home? Where do you call home?
Obviously, the northern part.
Okay.
The northern part. I grew up in Maiduguri. I spent a lot of time in Maiduguri. Okay. Obviously, you have to travel home for holidays. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I spent time with family. And knowing Maiduguri and the way it's painted right now, I can tell you there's a very huge difference, you know. Okay. When I was growing up, Maiduguri wasn't, nobody was calling Maiduguri, oh, I can't go to Maiduguri. Maiduguri was the home of peace. You know, literally home of peace, because of how people lived back then. I'll tell you a scenario, like, you'd see an Igbo man selling generator, and maybe the next shop is a Kanuri guy, and the Kanuri guy would not sell generator. He would let the Igbo guy sell it, just so he doesn't cause any competition between him and the Igbo guy. That's how I grew up, you know. Nice. Peaceful people, loving people. So this insurgency kind of just painted a bad image for us. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we, as the younger generation now, I believe you don't see every northern as a terrorist. But the image that's painted out there needs to be changed completely.
Yeah.
So
but you know, like, I mean, you're one of the privileged, you know, northerners in entertainment right now. Like, you know, a lot of people know your song, they know who you are. Yeah. And do you think, in your view, we don't have enough northern artists, you know, to propagate the real northern story, you know, the true image of the kindness, you know, the unity, the sense of brotherhood that is in the north, you know, via music or maybe in films? Do you think that's lacking? Like, there's not enough people?
I think, you know how it is. It's not just the north. The music industry or the movie industry, generally, people just see it as sports. So it's just competition up and down. Before you see unity, you need to find genuine people who see the art for what it is. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, there are a couple of people who actually put that out, you know, and then a number who, to be honest, let's just say everyone is doing their best, you know, but I guess with time, everything is going to get better. And the northern music has really changed, you know, from when we came in, from how we brought in the hip-hop sound, the little twist from the old traditional, normal, just one pattern style of music. You know, the hip-hop has really changed a lot. And now we have young northerners who are proud to be from the north because we make the kind of music we make.
Sure, so, absolutely. So congratulations to you. Today, I know you just signed a deal with Lintricia Ndajiwo Foundation.
Yes.
Mrs. Lintricia, congratulations to you. Yes. And congratulations to Mr. Ndajiwo. So let's talk about the deal. I mean, the deal you just signed. So what's it about? What inspired you to pick up this responsibility? Because I know it's huge responsibility. What Mr. and Mrs. Ndajiwo are trying to do to help, you know, young people, the Almajiris, the vulnerable people in the north, starting from Mina, Niger State capital. You know, they're trying to get a lot of people to school via education, even in healthcare. So why do you come on board? What made you decide that, okay, I want to be a face of this foundation?
You know, usually people will contact you and the subject do you understand what I'm saying, might be interesting, but when you meet the people, you'll be like, can you people actually do this? Is this what you're into? Because you hear the message and then the people are different completely, you know. But I've sat down with them, I've seen what they've already done. You can see from what we showed you earlier, you understand what I'm saying, what they've done already. So me seeing that really inspired me. Music doesn't really give me the time to handle all these things. So when I have someone who has done that already and is willing to partner with me, and this is exactly what some of my goals in life, do you understand, is to give back and touch as many lives as possible. Do you understand?
Yes.
Which is why we do music in the first place, is to be able to send message out there. So if I can just sing about it and not to put it into action, I have a channel now that people can really see me in action, really out there in the streets, talking to these kids. Do you understand what I'm saying? And physically changing lives, not just with the music. So it meant a lot to me when it came through. I'm from Borno State. It's easy to tell that my story and things that I've seen, do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Would definitely inspire me to take up challenges like this. And this is a very beautiful one I'm willing to go 100% with.
Thank you very much, Morell. Now let's listen to one of my favorite songs on Morell's album, titled Nadeina. Take a listen.
And there's nothing new under the sun. You'll find a way. Your journey has begun. Now see where we are. Won't let nobody put me down. You better know who you are.
That was indeed an amazing song by Morell Akilah. Now don't forget to listen, stream, download, buy, and whatever to Morell's new album. It's titled Mansa. And trust me, you ain't gonna regret it. It's indeed a beautiful, beautiful song. Thank you, Morell. Mr. Ndajiwo, please, let's come to you. So, I mean, it's so surprising, such a big heart you have in terms of what you're trying to do, you and your wife, with the Lintricia Ndajiwo Foundation. In such a time in Nigeria where a lot of doctors are moving out, are trying to leave the country. You know, we're hearing it on the news day in, day out, and not just in Nigeria, even in Gambia, the doctors are on strike, nurses are on strike. The same thing is happening in Kenya. There's, you know, brain drain. They're leaving to the Europe and the Americas. So what made you now decide that, okay, let me be in Nigeria? We don't know if you still live in Nigeria anyway. But, I mean, what made you, you know, say that this is the right time to contribute your own part in the medical line?
Thank you very much for your question. Yeah, you're right. There's absolutely, like, the brain drain is obvious. Like, I'm scared of the future personally. Like, a time will come where maybe in a state,
yes,
you can only count like 5 or 10 doctors.
I mean, it's
the way doctors are living.
Exactly.
You wouldn't know, but we know. Like, young doctors, oh, we talk about this. You don't write that exam. UK, US. Like, that's
yes.
How are you in our terms, like young doctors? What
yes.
are you doing here? Well, me, I didn't school here.
Okay.
I mean, I was in Windsor University in St. Kitts, the Caribbean,
okay,
where I studied, and then like we do clinicals also in the States. When I was in the Caribbean, that's where I met my wife.
Your wife, oh, nice.
Yeah, when I was in school.
Oh, such a love story that is.
You know. And then also my family from the north, like also have interest in like helping. I mean, I grew up seeing our parents do that, like for our societies. My dad was a judicial officer. So rest in peace. He taught me a lot, and I mean, he spent a lot in my education. I learned a lot of things that I felt would only benefit my people more than people there. Like most of my colleagues are over there, but I decided let's come back, and also meeting my wife, wanting her to come back home. Like let her see Nigeria, and she also has the passion and interest. I mean, she always says she's from Africa, but you know they don't know exactly where she's from. So she wants to go back home. It's also home for her. So we came home. We try to do the little we can. With our interests and passions, like it's aligned. I mean, we want to touch lives. The Almajiris, I would say it's like a starting point.
Yes.
Yeah, for us, and any little thing we could do. We're inspired by our society. Here, if we don't give back to our society, like don't give back home, I mean, there's no, how would I say, you've not impacted lives, and that is what we really want to do. Morell, we're glad to have him with us to push this further. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Well, but really, I would like to ask, is that what made you start Incision Nigeria? Tell me a brief story about what started Incision Nigeria.
Yeah, I was still in med school.
Okay.
It's actually part of it. I was in Nigeria.
Okay.
But I started a Nigerian group of doctors.
Yeah.
I was still a medical student, like senior colleagues and my mates.
Okay.
Because my interest is in surgery, medicine. Like what I love is actually working with my hands, like actually saving lives, like the practical using your hands. I enjoy doing like the outpatient.
I am scared of blood.
I mean, it's actually keeps me.
He's not scared.
That's what actually keeps me on my toes. I'm a very laid back person.
I'll be panicking and you'll be like, okay, no worries. I'm like, I'm not telling me school.
I mean, I'm a very laid back person, but like when it comes to like emergencies, like medical, like saving like
lives,
end of life stuff, like that's when I am.
Your adrenaline
exactly. Like,
shoots up.
I like being on my toes, like the theater. This person is sleeping. If you make a mistake, that person is gone. Is on you. So like you have to be on your game. You have to know what you're doing. Like you'll be sleeping, someone can wake you up, and even if it's a skull fracture, you should be able to fix it. Whether you're just waking up from sleep. So you have to know the best things like at any situation. So I read a lot. Even though I have so many engagements, but I still do my medical stuff. And surgery, like I said, it's my passion, it's my interest. Neurosurgery, surgery. We got a group of students. Incision is an organization, like international, was registered in Belgium, that we're working on improving access to safe surgical care. Like everyone has the right for safe surgical care. We all think of malaria, HIV, and all those things that kill people. But like injuries alone, like maybe just accident or gunshot wound or
and it's infected.
There's something, even an infection that you need like surgical procedures. Like not having access to it kills people more than HIV, tuberculosis, malaria, all those things combined. You understand? All those things, having access to surgery, like saves you more than even those things combined. So we are advocating, we do research, we educate people and all that. So for Nigeria, we've got a few people who started it. We're glad we've actually reached far. If you want to know more about the organization, it's Incision Nigeria. You can always check it out online and see our work. But mainly it's for medical doctors and medical students.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ndajiwo. Let's give it up for Mrs. Ndajiwo now. So, Mrs. Ndajiwo, I mean, such an interesting story your husband said. Well, I'd like to hear it from you. First of all, what made you fall in love with this young man in the Caribbean?
I mean, you set a goal in life and you just go for it. So I knew who I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Like when you just saw him, you knew?
Yeah, I knew. It was like that. I knew.
That's absolutely beautiful.
So that's just it. I met him and I knew that he's the guy that I want to marry. He's the guy that I want to spend the rest of my life with. And he's the guy that I want to be my children's father.
And you didn't mind traveling all the way to Nigeria?
I always tell people that if I have to write a book about my marriage, I want to get theory. If I have to write a book about my marriage and my struggles with this guy, and I never gave up and I will not give up. Wow. So I fought to stay in this marriage, and That's just what. No matter how far it takes me, if I still have more to go, I'm going. You know?
That's absolutely beautiful. We though have not married now. See you. You people must marry wives that will talk like this about you. So what made you start the Lintricia Ndajiwo Foundation? What's the idea behind it?
Okay, where I'm from, you don't find kids begging.
Yes.
You can't find one child on the street because the country itself, the government itself doesn't allow it. You know, if I have a kid and that child is not going to school, there's people in the society that will report it to child's welfare, and then they will come and make inquiry, why is this child not present in school and stuff like that. So when I came here first, we went to simply Jabi Park, Jabi Mall, and I was having lunch, and one boy came up with some books, a small boy, and he was like, please, he's selling these books. Can I buy one because his mother is sick? He was giving me a story, and I was actually like interested in the story, and he was just like, man, you know, because he knows, but me, I didn't know. So I was questioning the guy like, why are you not in school? Why are you here selling books? And he was telling me his mother is sick. She can't afford to pay for him to go to school. So I gave him money. And this is how I kept meeting kids, and I was giving them money. At one point, he told me, like, if you keep doing this, you end up with no money. And that is when it hit me, like, it's not like a little set of, like, it's not a small amount of kids that are on the street. It's a lot. That was when I was in Abuja. And I wasn't really mobile in Abuja. It's when I went to the north, in Mina, where I was mobile. Yeah. And I saw so many kids on the street. Like, it pains me when I have to go to the market and kids are literally running to my car window, begging me for money. And then the thing that also annoys me the most and what is pushing me to do this thing is that everybody will sit down. Well, majority of the people that I hear talking. Yes. And this is how it is. They just like accept the fact that this is what it is. They are Almajiris. They just keep saying it, you know. They will beg. This is what they are doing. So I told my husband, like, let's start from the roots. The government is talking about banditry, all these thugs, how to stop it, but nobody wants to start from the root where it's happening. So let's be the one, no matter if it's one child we can get off of the street. Let's be the one. We're not starting with parents. We can't change adults' mind. But let's start with these small children. Get them into school. Motivate them. Their parents cannot motivate them. Let us be the ones to motivate these kids. And from there, that is where the change will happen. Those older ones that has already...
Mrs. Ndajiwo, permit me to cut you. If more people think like you, the world will be a better place. Please, let's clap for her. That's beautiful. Because it's not enough to complain. We also have to act. Yeah. We have to action. And you're doing so much because this, I'm sure, is the beginning of something great. So it's so nice that, you and your husband, you decided, that someone like Morell is doing a lot too. And he also has, he shared a very insightful story of how he helped someone, in Maiduguri, and how, the person started a business with just 5,000 naira. So imagine how much, the 100,000, for example, that, we just overlook and used to buy whatever, some of us can spend 100,000 just sitting and eating, so you can imagine the kind of work you're doing in terms of charity and this foundation. So thank you very much. I really appreciate, and I'm speaking not just for myself, on behalf of many of us here, and on behalf of Nigeria, because you're not a Nigerian, and we got married to a Nigerian, and you didn't only marry your husband, you also married the country and the people. Please, let's give a round of applause to her. Thank you very much. So, Morell, I'd like to quickly ask you, so what should we look out for? What's the future, of music? What are you doing? What are you looking? What are the new projects we should expect from you?
New music video, couple of days. We celebrated the album release, with beautiful friends, with everyone involved here. Nice. So more wins, more celebrations. Like the big win today also should be celebrated. We're just going to be celebrating life, man, and changing lives from here on. So everything good is to be expected. Music videos, like I said, shows. We're going to be traveling around the country, doing our tour. And then, yeah, people should just catch us on their favorite radio stations and TV stations as well. We're out, you know.
Nice.
We're there on the streets. We did.
In case you haven't heard it, you heard it here on SMA Talks that Morell is going to be shooting his music, or he has shot the music video.
A couple of them. We have some on MTV Base already.
Nice.
We're out.
That's absolutely wonderful. Let me speak to your manager briefly, Mr. Adams Bulama. Right. Bulam. Forgive my mother name. So, please, can you tell me about the Ayimaba Charity Foundation?
Ayimaba Foundation is a foundation I built years ago. It started from just like this. I got inspired to them days. So it's not something I started just one day. I'm someone who love to give back, so I support. Even though I tell myself this, I said to myself that I don't need to be big for me to do something. Yes. So anytime I see people or see kids going to school, I try to give support, exercise books, writing materials, money. If I see kids on the street, I'll be like, oh yeah, here, you might need this. Here, go. So that thing got big, and I did my first project in Maiduguri actually. Yes. So I'm from Borno. So I did my first project in Maiduguri and Lagos, Kano, Kaduna, and different places. So it's things that I think it's 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, I started at Mobile Charity Foundation 2011. I think official project started 2015.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Morell's manager, right? So how's it been managing him? It must be very tough to be managing a human being like that.
First of all, doing that job, I thank him too. It makes things easy,
Yes.
For helping out, reaching out, and thank God too for coming through for us every time we go through stuff. Sometimes you just don't see us like this. We have disagreements. When it comes to decision making times, people just see the smile side of us and think everything is okay. Yeah, so we fight sometimes. We disagree on each other's opinions. So it's that's it. So thank God for him as well, and God too for doing everything for us.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. Adam.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's give a round of applause to Mr. Adam.
Thank you.
So let's go back to Dr. Aliyu Ndajowo. So you're the COO. That's the Chief Operating Officer of Lintricia Ndajiwo Foundation. So I would like to ask you, what's at the project, what at the project you're going to be partnering with Morell? I mean, between the foundation and Morell, what are you guys looking forward to?
Oh yeah, we're looking forward to a lot, but for now, start step by step. I think we're already having some ideas on maybe doing a documentary, sort of showing people like the reality on ground.
Yeah.
The children actually, it's real, and the kids need to be motivated. We can't wait for their parents. We need to act. And we can't do it alone.
Yeah.
So collaboration is key. We have to partner. We have to work together. He has the experience. He's a public figure. We look up to him too. So we want him to help us propagate this forward. And these kids actually need help. That's the reality. And also raise funds. Anyone that at least is interested in helping, it's an avenue for you to help touch a life. Anybody
Absolutely.
can do that. If you have the means.
On behalf of other Nigerians, I would like to quickly add that it would be so nice if you guys can take this further down to the south, to the east, to the entire, Nigeria. That would be absolutely beneficiary to many of the out-of-school children.
Right.
So thank you very much. It's been amazing talking to you all from Morell. That's actually happened to be my namesake. You're Musa too. So, it's amazing talking to you, listening to your songs, and I know that you're one of those artists that for many years, you're still going to be relevant, you're still going to be in the game, you're still going to be a force to reckon with, you're still going to shake not just the North, but the entire country, Africa and beyond. So thank you very much. Congratulations to you. We're really excited for you. Yeah. Also, congratulations to Mrs. Lintricia Ndajiwo. What you're doing, it's amazing. And, thank you very much for touching lives. Thank you very much for, believing in the young kids. The little you do can go way longer in, their lives. So you don't know what you're doing until later in the future when you begin to reap, not just yourself, even your children will reap, the good seeds you have sown. So congratulations to you and thank you very much, ma'am. Dr. Ndajowo Aliyu, thank you so much for making this happen. I know that they say for every successful woman, now so they talk no, every successful woman. Yes.
Successful man.
Yes. I thought a woman. I can't think so that the other way. So congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you.
You're doing a lot, and the fact that you're even in Nigeria, despite the fact that other doctors are leaving the country. In fact, thank you for doing that, and congratulations to you too, and congratulations to the team. Mr. Usman, congratulations to you too on the way you're part of the team. Thank you very much for doing an amazing job. Yarima Yusuf, congratulations to you too, sir, for doing an amazing work. So thank you very much. Abuja Rock, man, thank you very much for making Morell look fine. For doing an amazing job on him. We are seeing it and we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. On behalf of myself, Saraki Musa Ayodeji, I say thank you very much for listening to us. We'll have an amazing conversation. Do stay tuned. Follow us on YouTube and on Instagram at SMA Talks. Till next time, bye for now.